Hello everyone and welcome back to this week's FailRace versus Community. We're here for some A-class racing with current decade cars not on race tyres. We're here for the first race at Suzuka, starting from quite far up the grid, up in P5, getting a good launch and using great acceleration from the BMW M2 that we have for this week. Into T1, already up into third, looking to go round the outside of Longbow. He actually gets the inside of the Toyota in front of us, does leave us vulnerable to the Lexus on our right hand side, so we'll fall back down to fourth. Into the S is running a little bit wide through the first part, that allows the McLaren to come back past us, and we fell back down to fifth where we started. Toyota running off onto the grass there through the S's. Holds up the McLaren slightly, but we don't quite have the grip on the cars in front of us to take advantage. Though being bunched up quite a bit, we're still nose to tail through Dunlop curve now, trying to use the acceleration. We're just getting to the inside of the McLaren, but we slot back into line, not go brave it up out around the outside. Just being patient in this first lap. It's into Degner too, but the McLaren running a bit deep will open an opportunity for us on the exit, and then that acceleration again pulls us back in front, and we'll be able to defend the inside, try and get the car slowed down and rotated into the hairpin. A little bit slidey and messy, but we'll get the other side by side with McLaren again. Again, that acceleration pulls us in front, and we'll be back up into fourth place to try and hopefully chase down Toyota in front of us. The McLaren running a little bit wide, getting onto the grass in the background, as you can see on the replay, and we'll lose a couple more positions. That means we have another Lexus behind us that will be trying to chase us down. As we head out of Spin Corner, accelerating our way up towards 130, you can see how much of a gap we've pulled on the Lexus behind, and how much we're closing in on the Toyota in slipstream. We'll pull out to get alongside, get in front, going into 130R, and we'll just squeeze the Toyota out. They're not far enough alongside, and then defend the inside into the chicane. Toyota's going to try and go round the outside. We're going to have to leave them space on the second apex, and they're going to be side by side on the exit, but again, the acceleration that we have is gonna pull us clear, as the Toyota is then gonna come under pressure from the Lexus behind, which will hopefully maybe give us a little bit of breathing room. But looks like the Lexus has got that move done before T1, and they'll continue to try and chase us as we head into the first couple of corners. You can see how much the Lexus closes in the background. We just need hold the door shut on the inside. Alright, big gap to the front two, about 3 seconds already, so I don't think we'll be chasing that down for the top two positions. We'll just have to focus on trying to hold on to third place, getting a little bit of a gap in the S's. Here the Lexus coming back though towards the end of this section, trying to get a good run through Dunlop curve, though when we get the power down, our acceleration again pulling us clear and gaining us a couple of car lengths through the Degners now. Again, Lexus is going to close up. We're slightly defensive, and Toyota is actually going to try and go for a dive into Degner 2. Lexus is going to try and hold it round the outside. That's going to leave them side by side up towards the hairpin here. Lexus pulling in front with the inside, and we'll hold on to P4 now, as we're going to try and again use our acceleration to pull ourselves clear a bit, pull ourselves out of trouble a little bit as we head towards Spoon Corner. You can see they're pulling quite a few car lengths towards Spoon. That would leave us clear until we got to the S's again on the next lap, nearly halfway through the race now. Through the S's, you can see again the Lexus just getting a little more comfortable, closing in once again as we head through this section. Again, we've just got to make sure we keep a neat and tidy line, holding a slightly tighter line through the exit of Dunlop to try and make sure the Lexus doesn't sneak their way up the inside, carrying the more momentum, the more grip that they have. Again, into the Degners, not too bad here, a little bit wide into Degner 2, but our acceleration on the exit should save us, though it is a little bit of time loss into the hairpin now. Again, just trying to cover off the inside, take a nice neat tidy line. You can see so how much slower we are to turn through the corner. The Toyota Supra trying to come back at the Lexus, but unable to on the exit. So as we head up into Spoon Corner. The Lexus just holding a little bit closer than it did on the previous lap. As we head through Spoon, we're going to try and make sure we try and cover the inside here. We do get a little bump from the Lexus, pushes us a little bit wide, so we have to wait just an extra wee moment to get on the throttle. And as you can see, our acceleration doesn't pull us as far clear as it has previously, and towards the end of the straight, the Lexus starts closing in with the slipstream at the top end. You can see carrying much more speed through 130R. We're just going to cover the inside, sort of run the middle of the track through into the chicane. The Lexus not braving for a move either side, so we just try and take a sensible line, try and make sure we keep the don't present any opportunities to the Lexus, and we'll go over the final corner and again pull a little bit of a gap onto start finish straight. But again, the Lexus is going to close slightly down towards turn 1, and then as we go into turns 1 and 2, it's going to close in a much more. We're going to try and just make sure we keep the door shut, but we slide a little bit through turn 2, run out wide and do open that door for the Lexus. We'll try run the outside into the S's. No, a backside. Strangely, Lexus not feeling brave enough to try side by side into the S's, despite the fact it's been struggling to get past so far, and that was certainly the best opportunity it's had so far. Though look how close it's following through the S's. We're just trying to make sure we don't open an opportunity here. Try and get the power on early. The Lexus closes in on the exit, just carrying more momentum through the corner, but wasn't close enough to get to the inside. So go try and get to the outside here into Degner 1, but isn't quite far enough along on the outside, and we'll have to back out of that move. Again, tries to get the better exit, which initially does out of Degner 2. The acceleration though that we have, again, pulling us a little bit clear, and you suspect that Lexus is starting to get a little bit frustrated, though this time we run a bit deep into the hairpin, have quite a bit of a slide trying to put the power down on the exit, and that is going to allow the Lexus through and put the pressure on us to try and come back to repass the Lexus down towards Spoon. We're closing in with the acceleration, that we don't have the grip to go for a dive, though the Lexus runs in a bit deep, is a bit wide, has the door open, so we're going to slam the car down the inside into Degner 2. The Lexus trying to hold us tight, so we have a little bit of wheel banging side by side now on the exit. Our acceleration pulls us clear, will get us completely in front. It nearly does, but it's not quite enough before the Lexus has the top end to come back. We'll be slightly ahead, though we'll try and be a little bit braver through 130R. We sort of run the Lexus into the runoff, but still far enough alongside to have the inside into the chicane, and brakes late enough to get in front of us. Again there, another Lexus now trying to come at us on the exit of the chicane, but doesn't have the acceleration still alongside us. We're going to have the acceleration close back in on the Lexus, take a little bit of slipstream, and we'll have the inside going down to turn 1. We're going to be trying to be aggressive here. Lexus holds us tight, but both of us are run a little bit wide, and that allows us to get 4th place as Lexus slightly getting into the gravel does hold on to P4 ahead of their sister Lexus. But into the S's now. Lexus is going to have to try and get past us again on the final lap here. Lexus can see trying to take slightly different lines, set up a move here. We're just trying to hold sort of middle of the road, block any opportunity through Dunlop curve here. Gives us a little bit of a bump. That runs us a little bit wide, allows them to get side by side again. Try and use the acceleration to pull ourselves ahead, and we're halfway ahead of Lexus, but it's going to try and send it round the outside. We're going to send it back down the inside of Degner 2. Although the Lexus is able to carry the momentum through the corner, gets ahead, but only momentarily. The acceleration pulls us back alongside into the hairpin. This didn't fare well for us last time round when we ran wide, not even being side by side into the corner. We're a little bit tidier through the corner, but again we lose out the other Lexus getting to our inside. Again, the acceleration on the exit pulls us right up to the back for the Lexus, but we're just boxed in here between the two of them. I don't feel confident enough to pull to the outside of the grey Lexus in front of us without running the Lexus on our left onto the grass, so we're just trying to hold it round the outside of the Lexus here. And Spoon though, it's going to be 3 wide with yellow Supra now getting up the inside, and that just unfortunately a little sort of door-to-door bumping causes us to slide a little bit wide as we're already on the limit of adhesion. we're going to lose a few spots there now behind a third Lexus running to 130R. We're going to lose a little bit to the Lexus, but we're hoping here the acceleration out of the final chicane on the run to the line can maybe gain us a spot or two here. So just try and set up a good exit here, which is a little bit of wheel spin, a little bit of sliding, but it's not too bad of an exit. You can see the cars flying side by side. We're gaining on all three of them. We'll pull clear of the first Lexus. We're going to try and slot in between the Lexus and Toyota, but unfortunately the straight isn't quite long enough. We didn't have enough straight line speed really to get ourselves back up to P5. So yeah, we'll drop one position from our start. It was going so well until the final couple of laps where we lost one position and then lost a couple more trying to hold on. But yeah, I think we still did better than what our overall pace deserved to be. So for a second race, we're going to a slightly wet Laguna Seca, starting a little further down in P10 this time. Again, getting a good launch off the line, getting in front of not one but two cars here as we head down towards turn 1. We're going to be on the outside, trying to brake a little bit late, use a bit of space to make sure we get in front of a couple of cars holding it around the outside though. The car on the inside is just going to push us wide quite rudely. That allows Alex to get past us, but we're still up one place, up to P9 from T1 though. Really we should have been up to P8 ideally. Alex already getting ahead of the blue Audi in front of us, and we'll follow him through. And again, that Lexus that we were fighting in the previous race, Alex is getting past. We're going to try and send it down the inside, as for this race made a slight tweak to the car build to put on wider tyres, but did have to sacrifice a little bit of power for it. So we don't quite have as much acceleration, but we should have a little bit more grip. Might make our cars perform a little bit more similarly to the other cars around us. Into the corkscrew, you can see a little bit more confident on the Lexus in front, braking for the corkscrew, but just nowhere really to go in the braking zone for the corkscrew. So now through the long left-hander, can see Alex already on the front of the cars in front, and looks like the leader Ewan at the moment. So we're just backing everyone up, doesn't have any pace to pull away, and so the queue is forming, trying to get past them while also fighting amongst themselves. So as we come out of the final corner, demonstration there of just how our acceleration doesn't quite match the Lexus in front anymore, and especially as we get further along the straight. The Lexus pulls further and further clear, but Alex, as you're going to see throughout this race, struggling with straight line speed. The Lexus closing in, but not quite close enough to make any attempt into the hairpin. We close up to Lexus. We're rounding its rear bumper, so we're going to have a look to the inside of turn 3 here, but the Lexus is just going to hold it round the outside for now. Through turn 4, we're going to try and get better exit, try and carry a little bit more momentum. The Lexus was a little bit wide, lost a little bit of momentum, but we also ran wide, so we didn't quite maximise our opportunity, but we're still close enough to go for a dive. We do get in front, but we just leave the Lexus space on the outside. But we're still in front at the moment, so we head to the left-hander side by side. The Lexus backs out of it, doesn't want to run side by side. We'll actually go for a cutback here, and it's a very well executed cutback as I run slightly too wide to leave that opportunity there. But great racing so far with the Lexus. We see Alex trying to fight with Mpega and Javi in front. Get past them. Javi, the one losing out this time, actually backs the Lexus up and gives us an opportunity to get down the inside of both of them, making a move for P6 now, and we'll be hoping to try and hold on to that through the final couple of corners. See if we can also close up to Alex and Mpega running side by side into the final corner in front. Alex going the long way around the outside, but Mpega having a bit more acceleration on the exit with their Audi. We'll hold on to P4 for the moment, so we're hoping to close up to Alex. We'll see, we close up quite a bit. Ollie behind in the Lexus also closing up to us, but as we break for T1, no one's quite close enough to make a move, and we'll follow each other line astern into turn 3. And Mpega just going slightly defensive from Alex, but you can see Alex is trying to set up a cutback there, gets the better exit, pulls alongside, we'll have the inside for turn 4, and we'll try and get that move done. Is a little bit wide, but is far enough in front to hold on to the place. We have a bit of acceleration here on Pega, so we're going to try and look to the outside. A little bit of contact as Pega just understeers a little bit wide, maybe a little bit of Forza Clue acting in there too, but that drops us back from Alex a little bit too. And we still have to pass Pega, but Pega taking a bit of that anti-cut, runs themselves wide onto the gravel, and gives us that position for free, but also that everyone behind us passed for free as well. So Javi trying to put us under pressure now, of course lost out to us being held up when fighting Pega and Alex the lap prior. But obviously showing that they do have a little bit more pace, they just sort of find themselves in the wrong position at the wrong time. Meanwhile, we're trying to also not fall too far back from Alex, maybe even so we can close up on the straight here, but Javi forcing us to defend into the final corner, which is costing us time to Alex. Alex pulling out a second on this lap as we head over the crest of T1. Javi, see, with extra straight line speed, go pull alongside us on the outside for T1. We're going to try and hold on the inside, but Javi's just far enough alongside, so we're going to give space on the outside. That's going to give Javi the inside for turn 3, and I can't realise at this point, yeah, we're not going to be winning this battle, so there's no point fighting too hard for it. We'll just lose more time to Alex and potentially lose out to Ollie as well behind in that Lexus. So we're hoping at this point that we can close in on Alex when Javi hopefully catches up and fights with Alex, but running a little bit wide out of turn 4 ruins our momentum, gives it a chance for Ollie to try and come back past us. Ollie looking to the outside but isn't quite far enough alongside to get past, and will then eventually drop back after that opportunity. Now Javi has caught up with Alex. He's actually got in front and is fighting Glisker now in another BMW, and this three-way fight has allowed us to close in to potentially make it a four-way fight for the final place on the podium. Alex trying to hold it around the outside of Javi, but getting backed up by Glisker a little bit, though Javi will slot in behind for turn 4. You can see the extra momentum that both cars in front are able to carry. Javi, though a little ambitious, gets onto the sand on the exit. Alex going for a move down the inside of Glisker. It's a little bit late, a little bit of door banging there as Alex are forcing their way through up towards the fast left-hander here of turn 6. Alex and Glisker side by side, go compromise both of them. Alex getting onto the anti-cut really hampers his run, and is going to allow us and Javi to both really mug him off into the corkscrew. As we're sort of looking to the inside of Javi a little bit, Alex is going to come back in the braking zone, give himself the inside for the second part of the corkscrew, and he's going to take P5 back from us. But we're just going to try and stay close enough as Alex is sort of caught behind Javi, and we'll actually go for a move down the inside. It's a little bit deep, forces Javi wide, and respectfully is going to pull over and wait up for him. Quite a little ambition over adhesion, as Martin Brundle would say, forcing Javi off there. But yeah, respectfully waiting up. All this fighting though has allowed Longbow in their Porsche to close up. We have more straight line speed than Longbow, so we'll pull a little bit of a gap coming down towards the hairpin. But as Phil says, this lap goes on, that gap will not stay too much. Glisker now not under too much pressure, or any pressure really in the battle, is going to be able to just hold a slight gap in front of us, especially as we're going to have to defend from Longbow. As you can see, Longbow already closing into a couple of car lengths, carrying much more speed into and on the exit of turn 5, but that we still have more acceleration than Longbow despite our build changes. So this will be a difficult move for Longbow to make, but as some of the corners chain together in the final sector of the lap, an opportunity could present itself, especially if we make a little bit of a mistake. And see Longbow again closing in on the entry to T6, but we pull out on the exit using the acceleration again into the corkscrew. This is where the lap gets a little bit more difficult to us. Just gotta keep it neat and tidy, even if we aren't as quick as we can possibly be. being tidy is more important to not present an opportunity through penultimate corner. We're just going to defend the inside, stop Longboot going for a dive into the penultimate corner. Longboot's going to try and go the long way around, but isn't quite alongside. We're going to defend again into the final corner, and Longboot's not quite close enough to go for a dive. Tries to go for a bit of a cutback on the exit, but we just hold that slightly tighter line to hold on to P4. Our acceleration 2 keeping us safe on the run to the line. And yeah, that'll be P4 up 6 places from the start. Definitely, I wouldn't say quite where we deserved to be on pace, but we fought well, and with others making a mistake. Javi did make a mistake, just unfortunate with that little incident with Alex, fell back. But yes, some great racing, especially with Ollie throughout that race. Unfortunately, they made a mistake that dropped them further back that ended that battle a little prematurely. That is, however, going to do it for this week's FailRace versus Community. Thank you, everyone, very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.